On October 4, 1929, Arvind Swedinger came to Calcutta, and he also went to Shantiniketan to meet Rabindranath Tagore. So, as a Bengali, I can connect. Rabindranath belonged to Brahma religion, which is basically Sanatan Hinduism and written in Bengali form. So, if you read the songs of Rabindranath Tagore, you can find many modern principles of Vedanta and as well as quantum mechanics. So, what was the discussion between Erwin Schrödinger and Rabindranath Tagore? So, Rabindranath Tagore used to write very fundamental Vedic principles and convert it into songs. And that actually inspired Erwin Schrödinger, and he came, and the discussion was all about everything is connected to everything. And if you go to pre-Vedic era, then you will find that mm, uh, in the during the birth of Hinduism, all that started was that every single particle or matter that we are seeing in the universe is made of a Brahman. That is a fundamental eternal vibration that compose together and then create the mass. So this is so profound and fundamentally embedded in the cultural discourse and foundations of Hinduism that you cannot you cannot separate the two entities, and everything connected to everything is another fundamental principle of Hinduism, because we say that whole universe is a living life form, that is Virata Purusha, and if you go inside you find life forms, you go inside you find life forms. Even me, I'm made of many microscopic life forms, and that is not the end. Even I go to the lowest, say I go to the world of neutron or protons, and when I will go deeper inside, I will find some signature of life. They will be manifested in different forms. So loka lokanta, lok means different universe, but this diamond concept of dimension and concept of universe is very different in Hinduism. It's very different from current formulations of quantum mechanics or current concept of dimensions that we have in the world. Here it is Jat Pindate Tat Brahmande, Jat Brahmande Tat Pindate. That means you have to go inside and inside and inside. So if you see a universe, you take one point and you go find another universe within. And loka lokantara yatra, that means one lok to another lok, one universe to another universe to another universe, and universe you could go and take some properties of the other universes, different universes there. It's almost like you have a you have a protocol to go. This could be the fundamental origin of quantum mechanics, because when Schrödinger came and Schrödinger talked, he liked very much that there were so much historical debate. For an example, Charbak, you have always heard about it, who used to say the first materialistic scholar of the world, and he defeated the Vedic scholars. Why? What was the fight? And that created the whole discourse of Hinduism. The fight was that I have a Brahman, I have a waveform, and many such waveforms come together, compress, collapse, and condense, and makes matter. Now, matter will be the manifestation of Brahman, or there will be matter all around, there will be vibrations, and that will, going out. Because you have to understand, you are talking about Hinduism. So in Hinduism, nothing is defined, right? Even a mass is coming from singularity, where undefined, unpredicted, completely all possible arbitrary values are within. So definition of singularity itself is a very fundamental concept of Hinduism, because except Hinduism, there is no other philosophy that exists in the world which suggests that at a single point you will have to consider everything. So all possibilities. So that itself the definition of singularity. So I take a matter and I create many outside the matter. I create many radiations coming all of it, and Brahman is all around, or Brahman is rotating or disappearing, appearing all around the matter, which itself has formed from Brahman. So this was the fundamental concept we call Bhavvadis or spiritualistic argument, where Brahman has become the mass, and then it is worshipping by rotating around or emitting, coming and going back and creating the universe. Or there could be that Brahman is an existence, a circle representing Brahman, and on this perimeter there is a tiny black dot where the mass could be kept. So what is going to be the fundamental picture? So when we make mass as a supreme, then it is vastuvat, materialistic, and when we keep waveform as supreme and put the dot over there. So it was all about the fighting of dot. Charvak and Vedic rishis, more than pre-Vedic era. So that means you can say nearly 5,000, 6,000, or 7,000 BC, when Maharshi Kapil was promoting Sankhya Darshan. And Maharshi Kapil was basically a Bengali, and Kapil Muni's ashram, the ashram of Kapil Muni, is now in the southern part in the Bay of Bengal, where still Bengalis go, and we have a very profound culture. So he started Sankhya Darshan, that the whole universe is made of numbers, and the geometric shapes and all this kind of thing. He started puja. So I will make a separate episode on why he created puja for atheists. So this combination of three colors, what later George Sudarshan used to build up on quantum chromodynamics, and he himself wrote, there is no ambiguity, and he always told that he is an ardent follower of Advaita Vedanta. So few different colors come together, and three colors, basically triplet, because Shiva's three eyes that creates the universe. So three different colors come together, geometric shapes come together. So all these are non-physical reality. So when we propose the self-operating mathematical universe inspired by Vedanta, we kept three dimensions of space, three dimensions of time, three dimensions of morphogenesis, and three dimensions of primes, to honor Sankhya philosophy, to incorporate Sankhya philosophy with the modern science. So modern science is all about three dimensions of space and one dimension of time, and we go for three dimensions of space, three dimensions of time. So sixth dimension is Maya, that is Purusha, and there are deformations in the properties that create six dimensions of space and time is actually Prakriti, and there are deformations in Prakriti, and that creates samsara. However, above that, there are six more dimensions, from 7th dimension to 12th dimension. They have morphogenesis, to honor Maharshi Kapil and his student Arusi's architecture, because Arusi made some correction to his guru's mathematical protocols to explain all the origins of the universe. So I would say that we would create morphogenesis three dimensions. That is, you can say, Arusi's contribution and Maharshi Kapil's. And then pre-Maharshi Kapil, there were others, pre-Vedic era rishis, whose concepts were used. But Rabindranath Tagore, there was a Brahma movement in Bengal, especially in Calcutta. And that actually translated those honestly. Had any Western philosopher translated Vedas, and you know what happened. They saw everything in terms of Abrahamic, that is Islam, and Christianity's philosophy. And so where the foundation is very different. But in Brahma philosophy, when Indian translated Vedic scriptures, then you find that the concepts like everything is connected to everything, and the origin of uncertainty principle was a conversation between Rabindranath Tagore and Arvind Swarinjar in Santiniketan, that is near Bolpur, a few hundred kilometers from Calcutta. They went there. Santiniketan means a house of peace. Okay, so what they talked about, this Charvaka and then this philosophy, materialistic and spiritualistic, and then conflict between the two, that I keep mass as supreme or wave as Brahman as supreme. Mass is created from Brahman and there. So it means there is a uncertainty wave. There is it is momentum, and when you keep the matter somewhere, then it is position. So you can clearly understand, those who have seen the formulations of uncertainty principle, when this particular picture between Charvak and the Vedic race is fighting we present, you will easily understand that that is basically the picture of uncertainty. However, there are other things. For an example, in modern times, there is a concept called quantum walk. That means there are 5 points, say, I will travel and I will come back. So if this is a quantum path and I am here, then before I start walking, I will be able to see all the points in the path, exactly as it is described in different songs of Rabindranath Tagore, in different formulations of Vedantas. And you can see that those were invented nearly 100, or proposed or formulated, those songs were created several hundreds years back. Then the concept came. So basically, it says that if we have several combinations or pathways, then even we can check by adding Sankhya philosophy, what was the origin of the past, architecture of past. So I'm looking at the present, and if everybody is connected to everything, if I hurt one, everybody will be hurt, and everything will be modified. Can you see that the entanglement and then the collapse of the wave function that is fundamental to the measurement problem and multipartite entanglement, we can see a glimpse of there. But multipartite entanglement is much more profound in Sankhya Darshan. So if you go to the Sankhya philosophy, you will find that we have created phase prime metric to honor the Sankhya philosophy, as to integrate all possible combinations of integers. So what do we do? For an example, I want to write 6. So I have 6 balls. I can have 2, 2, 2, or I have 3, 3. So these are the different combinations. So you see, 3 I take as one unit. So it's a 3-body system. Similarly, I could have 5-body system. I could have 7-body system. I could have a prime body system. When I have a prime body system and I combine them together, I create a temple-like architecture, what we call phase prime metric, and that is actually the proper addressing of the many body theorem that we want to build. Because the universe, you can't finish your journey at 3-body or 5-body or 7-body. It could be 107 body problem. It could be 109 body problem. It could be 137. That is another prime. That 137 body problem. So when all possibilities of many body combinations, take them as a unit and create a pattern, that surface of the temple becomes the journey. So on the architecture of Purusha, you make the journey in the non-physical realm, where you can estimate the things. I would like to shift to multiple different directions now at the end part of my discussion. Uh, that that what Sweninger found in Santiniketan have changed the worldview of the world of the entire planet, of the scholars, totally. But not everything was taken, and those things, fundamental things which were not taken by by the quantum philosophers from Vedanta, I would like to cite a few of them, which you can still find Bengalis sing. For an example, there is one song, Andhakarer utso hote utsarito alo. So that means from the origin of the darkness, the light comes out. So you may think that really they do really say that? Remember, yes, absolutely. So if you are going through the discourse of Samkhya Darshan, it's a pattern of integers. It's a pattern of geometric shapes and their combinations and colors that is constructing the universe. That's the whole Purusha, and that is the liberation. We want to liberate a human being, means we want to make them to the journey of the undefined. So the geometric shapes created by the beautiful architecture of darkness, or Ma Kali, or God, the origin of goddess Kali. If you read the philosophy of goddess Kali, you will see how darkness could be geometricized. So we have now paper in the modern science, knots of darkness, and those architecture of darkness, you can see, you can go to the and modify and check what were the incidents in the past when we do the measurement. So measurement problem is another a very fundamental aspect of quantum mechanics. When Vedic philosophers say that there is, of course, there is a wave, and that is creating everything, that is Brahman. However, Brahman, this kind of waveforms, has three fundamental properties: Sattva, Raja, Tama. Sattva means you have a geometric series of geometric shapes, infinite series or integer infinite series, and you look at the symmetry of all the terms up to infinity and go to infinity and get back from infinity, bring a feedback. That is Sattva, Sattik Guna. Then, if triangle becomes square or pentagon, then that is geometric shape transformation. That is Rajaguna. And Tamaguna is bonding, that the different clock architectures come together. So in Hinduism, time is, of course, cyclic. So there is a phase. So we always have circles and then many clocks of different sizes coming together. And that creates the Kali, or for every single goddess, we have 3D assembly of clock architectures. We call it polyatomic time crystals. So you can see that the journey through different loka, and how you can modernize and find the origin of quantum mechanics. And while doing so, every single journey is made of, say, if you have a big clock and you have Sattva, Raja, Tama, and they are oscillating with each other. And this, when you do the measurement, either you bind with it, or you transform, or you take an infinite series of symmetries and bring the feedback. So beautiful, isn't it? So if you adapt the other there are plenty of other concepts available in Vedanta which were not adapted in foundation of quantum mechanics. But if you take them, many of the modern day problems of origin of quantum mechanics will be resolved. One is the measurement problem, where you actually end up in doing SRT. Then there is knots of darkness, that the architecture of complete darkness from where the light can come out. That is a patala loka. There you have helical symmetries and then helical phases. And you see that Pancharatnam, who introduced in the 1950s the geometric phase, which is still the foundation of quantum mechanics. And geometric phase, a 22-year-old kid from Calcutta, of course, from Cultivation of Science, where I did my PhD, he conceptualized it. Another very fundamental contribution. So you would see the background. So if you have a circle and you try to come back at the initial point, and what Hindu philosophy says, you can never reach there, right? Because incompleteness is the foundation. So the Gödel's theorem, that came in the 20th century, is there for thousands and thousands of years in Hinduism. So a circle can never complete. If never completes and always tries to come back to the initial point, you get a spring-like structure, and that is the geometric phase. Geometric phase is the foundation, very foundation of quantum mechanics. Later, Berry also published his work. By seeing it or not, we don't know. But Berry got the Nobel Prize but now it is called Bedi Pancharatnam phase. So geometric phase is another kind of fundamental concept that we need to understand, we need to take into account, because we isolate a system from the other universe. Why? There is a beautiful description in Vedanta, and that says you go from one loka to another loka to another loka. Say we have a big universe, we go inside another universe, then it becomes higher dimensional mathematics. So my personal research interest currently is higher dimensional mathematics. Why? In the Hindu temples, you will find we had Chautisha, 4x4, that is quaternion, and then we have 8x8, Ostisha, and you can see this kind of geometries and then architectures are everywhere in many Hindu temples, and Chautisha Astisha was always there. So what is that? There are 7 imaginary world, and you can interact third imaginary world with the 7th imaginary world, and impact happens on the 4th imaginary world. So this beautiful architecture of different imaginary worlds are when you create it within and above. So it becomes undefined. That is exactly quantum mechanics says, right? If A and B are two particles, they are entangled. If I want to understand where is the phase space that is entangling and holding all the astronomical possibilities of states, state values, then I will not find it in anywhere in the universe, known universe, that is a space-time world. I have to go beyond. Where is that beyond? Now, if you come to Vedic Hinduism, you have a solution, because every single point when you go inside, then you have another loka, and you take that universe, you go inside another loka. So basically, they are saying that the incredible properties that you entangle two particles, take them millions and millions of miles apart, and they still hold the property together. It is only possible when you take into account the another foundation of Hinduism, where it is said that when you are in a loka, you can stay in 3 lokas, you can extend 3 lokas at a time. So that is kind of that's why Ihaloka, Devaloka, I mean Suksma Loka, Devaloka. So always you have triplet. So these 3 lokas, I have myself, above, and within. So 3 I can access. So if there is anything from beyond that loka, the properties of that loka comes here, and it is very unnatural behavior. So as if you can think of something like we have weak interactions, we have that is constructing me, and electromagnetic interactions and gravity. So these 3 interactions or 3 fundamental forces are creating me. But if something comes from the strong interactions, and I create similar kind of situation in the real-time environment and take its property, then definitely it will behave. Some of the properties can survive in this triplet universes, and then we can create it. In this way, well, I can go on and on and on. The beautiful philosophies of Vedanta. The reason is that the concept of universe, how the universe got created, and how universe got built up, the concept of loka and other thing. So there is no way to go to that non-physical reality, and the quantum mechanics textbook will teach you. Even now, the very modern research that is happening on quantum mechanics, they tell you that if I have A and B, and I want to map the Wigner function, that is wave function, I have to reconstruct the probability density distribution, and then what we do, we modify A and B, the participants, little bit, because I have no access to the there. So it is called quantum tomography, or using homodyne detectors. What do? We measure different part of the wave function. So these are the kind of things. So we can have non-invasive measurement. The concept is there. See that you can never touch anybody. So that so many songs of Rabindranath Tagore have addressed this particular thing, that I touch you with non-physical reality, and in reality I can never touch you. So that is another inspiration for quantum technologies, and where we can say I will touch you but won't touch you. and we can build up a new generation of quantum sensors that will have a say loop of entangled systems, and then the whole entangled system could act as a loop, and this loop you can say that loop, every particle sees each other, and that loop could act as a sensor, because if you do add anything to that loop, all the participants in the loop will change, because everything is connected to everything. And then the big separation, the six dimensions of Prakriti and 6 dimensions of Purusha. So entire 6 dimensions of Purusha need to be explored very, very well. Then not only we can find out from the Sankhya Darshan and Sankhya philosophy, and then there was geometric morphogenesis of Sankhya formulations. We can find out not only the origin, we can invent a new kind of mechanics that have not been explored yet. So I want to end this tiny little presentation on how much Advaita Vedanta has influenced quantum mechanics and how much they are related. I would say that only a fraction, it could be 2 to 3% of the total philosophy has been included in the formulations of quantum mechanics. Primarily, this kind of philosophical discourse were started by several German philosophers, because in 1830s, 1840s, the Hindu scriptures were translated in German, because German had the best historians of that time, and Queen Victoria gave 30,000 gold coin to Max Muller and others to get it translated and to find out what are the hidden knowledges were there. However, the problem was the philosophy of the German philosophers were not conducive to feel a orthogonal philosophy like Western philosophy or Sumerian philosophy that finally converted into Abrahamic philosophy that is orthogonal to Hindu philosophy, because we go within and above, they go side by side. So this philosophy was not there, but in Rabindranath Tagore's translation and majority of the doctoral thesis work by the Calcutta University professors were much more realistic and profound. That's why the only origin, I never read the Western texts that read Indian philosophies and Hindu philosophies and deform them totally 100% from top to bottom. I always read the doctoral thesis of the Calcutta University professors, and several told us it still survive in Bengal, and then the Bengali scholars. And this particular episode, I would like to dedicate all the research workers and the doctoral students who have worked relentlessly and put down the philosophies. So I would say that some of the craziest thing that we can bring into the quantum mechanics is that we can do morphogenesis swap. So morphogenesis is geometric transformations like teardrop to ellipsoid that we see everywhere in the living systems or everywhere in the quantum systems. We can transform from one set of morphogenesis to another set of morphogenesis. We call it fractal mechanics, and a new fundamental mechanics that is one level higher than the quantum mechanics. And we can do we can create psi, the wave functions, because the helical pathways are there. We can replace transistor beat and qubit and everything, and we could have absolutely Vedantic device that is a helical system of insulators, which would have light will come and it will create a vortex, a 3D. That's why we patented Hinductor. We call it Hinductor, honoring Hindus, that if a helical symmetry is there, that is the fundamental device of the universe. So that could be another way to expanding and incorporating many other lost, I would not say lost, unexplored hidden treasures of Vedic philosophy or Sankhya philosophy. I think that we can generate several new technologies. That means multipartite entanglement in multidimensional universes within and above, and then there could be shared existence, what you see in the Bell's inequality, that if two persons are entangled, if I measure one, first person, the total possibility that he can give with the classical possibility, and the other person total possibility that he will give classical possibility. If we add them, we get much more than that. Where does this much more come from? From urdhva loka or adha loka. So the universe above or universe within. So that is so fundamentally embedded for thousands and thousands of years. Nobody challenged them. So what is difficult for us to imagine, where does the phase space or the block sphere comes from in quantum entanglement? We can easily include the concept of loka, and that will be much easier for kids to understand and then explore and expand this field of quantum mechanics. And not just that, uh, uh, conformal features. So conformal feature is another beautiful thing for quantum mechanics. That is, you go different scales, but the geometric shape doesn't change. You need that for lokantar journey from one loka to another. So you will find many Purana stories how people could travel from one loka to another loka, and what happens to the fundamental principles of that journey is very worth reading. With that, I would like to end this video. Thank you very much for watching.